I feel sorry for the people who are stuck at home in a blizzard. Um, because where I'm at, I mean, it's a sunny day. Like you wouldn't really believe that it is so sunny that you wouldn't believe that there was like an ice storm yesterday. You wouldn't believe it. I mean, it's not even really that cold anymore. But man. But anyways, I just got fairly done watching a feminist Black Lives Matter um, conference on YouTube, and basically it's the same, mo of intersectionality. What are black issues? Black people can fight for multiple issues. What about trans women? Um, what about men in drag? What about um, gender norms? Let's get rid of those. And there was so many issues I had with it. Um, Specifically, mostly with intersectionality, black feminists, or trying to pick issues knowing that they don't benefit from it and they're not going to receive a reciprocal treatment from the other races of people they fight for. Um, like, for instance, they brought up and this really doesn't really count as intersectionality, but it kind of does. But there was an issue that they brought up of black women in Israel who are being sterilized, and um, I guess this goes with reproductive rights violations. And black feminists were like, "We're gonna do something about it," and I was like, "You don't believe in structure, order, or any type of or type of like strategical organization. So how is like a non-organized organization going to come fight against a government?" Most black feminists just write or blog. And this kind of reminds me of an article that I saw. Well, it was a blog written by somebody, and they were talking about how a lot of these white middle class feminists, or even feminists in general, are just bloggers who talk about fighting patriarchy, but they won't fight it straight up. It was kind of a funny article, a funny blog about why black feminists, I mean, not black feminists, but feminists won't go to, why feminists won't fight ISIS. you know, because, they expect men to fight for their battles, and they can't deal with the stress or the harsh conditions. And, it goes back to what I'm saying earlier. It's like, what is black feminist going to do in Israel? What plans do you have? What kind of, we're not backing down, we're not going to go down easy. This isn't going to be a one-day conference type of confrontation. What are you going to put in? Like, who are you going to talk to? This is just empty talk. Yes, Israel, needs to treat black people better. But real talk, we need a place where black folks can be the majority so we won't have to deal with racism. We don't have to deal with, oh, you know, only a select few Negroes can be in this country because they don't want us to be over 20% of the population. They don't want us to be the new majority in 50 years. So, I kind of find there, it's noble that you guys want to do something in Israel, but truth be told, that you don't have any strategic plans, you don't have any good representatives, you don't have a military because they're going to say no. And when they say no, what are you going to do about it? And this is the problem with a lot of these organizations, these intersectionalist organizations, these feminists, is that they believe that people are running or running government organizations by using humanity as a main principle. People aren't using humanity or morality. They're ruling with an iron fist, and you talking about humanity to them, it falls on deaf ears. Another issue of then they brought up like intersectionality with trans folks. We've one lady even brought up intersectionality with men in drag. She this older lady. She brought up an issue. She brought up a story about how she was in a drag queen parade and she didn't know how to act. She thought that the men in drag were mocking women, and she didn't know how to handle it. And then she sooner realized, like, oh, these men are allies. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let me know how many, of these um, backwards wearing cross dressers, especially white cross dressers, or helping black women with anything when it comes to jobs, finances, and creating better housing. Black feminists have a very weird definition of what an ally is, and it's basically, it's like everything, everyone who is not a cisgender white male, um, cisgender conservative white male, like anything that's like something else, that's like an ally to black women or black feminists. He's straight, but he doesn't believe in gender. Okay, he's an ally. Oh, he's bisexual. He's a white bisexual, and he's a feminist. Okay, he's an ally. Like y'all criteria is way too fucking easy. Another issue that I had with this feminist conference of Black Lives Matter was that they're talking all these big, ambiguous, badass ultimatums of um, they don't want, they're tired of the police brutality, and I don't even really think there's, to be honest with you, I don't even really believe that there's any police brutality. It's more like fatality. There's police fatality. We're dying in the hands of these cops. They're not simply maiming us. They're like killing us. So, I think black folks should up the word, and we should say police fatality instead of brutality. But it doesn't matter what they call it now. But we just know what they're doing to us. But anyways, these feminists came on to the show, came on talking about we need to get rid of the police and the military, and I'm like, and then it's like when you think about what she said earlier about, she doesn't believe in gender norms. We don't need patriarchy. And it's like, okay, she's making sense in her own terms, but she's not making real sense in my terms. The issue is, and then she brought up the fact that, well, policing was a policing in America is based off slave catching. Okay, you got that right, but the thing is, policing in general or a military is not a Eurocentric belief. You know, black society has always had military or some type of policing unit that puts people in check. The problem with women or these feminists is that they like to point out the instances and cases to where that military or police unit only checked for women. They'll just bring up, well, this woman cheated on her husband and she was stoned to death. This woman didn't bear a son and she died, or these weird cases. But policing and military is not Eurocentric, and it's needed because the problem with feminists is that they keep believing in this intrinsic world of equality, and if we try to and this is what they're doing, they're trying to prove that everybody's part of the LGBT community in some type of way. That's why they're telling you that there's more than one, well, more than two or three sexuality. They're making up sexualities as they go, and that's why they're telling. That's why I see a lot of articles about asexuality, and they're trying to make it seem like if you're a person who isn't looking for sex today, or you're not worried about sex, they're trying to tell you that you're asexual, and that see by they lumping you as an asexual, technically you're part of the LGBT community, because the LGBT community expanded their they expanded to the LGBTIA plus. Well, technically it's the LGBTQIA plus. So they're trying to find every real, feminists and these fake psychologists are trying to lump, everybody into this community. And so you will be, so once they lump you in that community, they'll guilt trip you and tell you that, oh well, being gay is something that's normal. So I see that problem. And the thing is, you're gonna have to, going back to a military, you're gonna have a military because you're gonna have a warrior class. Because the thing is, there's no such thing as an intrinsic world. Everybody believes that they're who they are for a purpose. Every race, except black folks at the majority, believe that they're this race, whether it's Hispanic, white, or Asian, they believe that they're this race because of a divine reason, and that their job is to show superiority against other races of people. Hey, I'm Asian, but hey, I'm better than these black folks right here. But I'm getting my economics game up so I can be better than these white folks, because see, everybody has that mindset except us, you know. So we're gonna have to keep a military, because, or a warrior class, because it's just natural of different men are going to challenge each other for superiority. That's why I don't get caught up with these feminists and their intrinsic belief, trying to guilt trip everyone that, oh, we should be peaceful, or we should be intersectionalist because of sexuality. Nah, it's not gonna work. Another issue that I had with the conference was that um, um, let me try to remember. I think that was really it. But to me, it was just problems with black women in leadership is that there's no realistic goal. Um, there is no, blueprint. It's just basically draft ideas, and then you're running on a draft idea as a full idea, and you're just like, okay, here's a draft idea. We're going to do something against Palestine and their crimes against black women. And then it's like, we don't even know who they're gonna talk to. We don't even know the funding that's required. We don't even know if this been approved by both sides. It's like, that's why I really don't care what those women had to say in that conference, because it just shows that there's no realistic power. There is just talk. We clap and then we realize they didn't do anything. These feminists really have no realistic goals. At least black feminists. But that's all I gotta say.